Morning students. As we are continuing the chapter Australia and we had already completed the physical and the political division. Now we are going to learn an important activity of Australia for which it is world famous. Yes, it is nothing else but the production of wool. Australia is world known for its sheep rearing. Here is a case study of sheep rearing in Australia. Now, before I start, first come to know what the case study means. It means that to know about something in detail, about a person, place, or situation. Here we will study in detail about the sheep rearing in Australia. One more thing, while going through this part of the chapter, you will come to know time to time two words that are sheep rearing and sheep shearing. Sheep rearing and sheep shearing. What it means? Rearing is a word to look after or take care of cattle on the farm. And here in this case study, it is connected with the sheep. So sheep rearing is there. And shearing. Shearing is the process. Sheep shearing is the process of the woolen fleece in sheep to be cut off. The fleece from the sheep's body is to be cut off. That process is called as sheep shearing. Sheep rearing in Australia. Sheep rearing is the raising and breeding of domestic sheep. It is a branch of animal husbandry. Sheep are raised principally for their meat, lamb and mutton, milk, sheep's milk, and fiber, that is wool. They also yield sheepskin and parchment, a material made from processed animal skin. What it means, first come to know what the meaning of husbandry. Husbandry means the care, cultivation, and breeding of crops and animals. Here, there is a taking care or the cultivation of the animal. Animal husbandry means especially of in concern with the sheep. Now, the sheep are reared for their meat, milk, and wool. They are also reared for the skin of the sheep and some of the materials that are made from the sheep skin. Sheep can be raised in range of temperate climates, including arid zone. Arid means the area which have less rainfall or no rain. So it can be best done in the region where the summer temperature is not too high, with a scanty rainfall. Either very less or no rainfall is there. Farmers build fences, housing, shearing sheds, and other facilities on their property, such as for water, feed, transport, and pest control. Most farms are managed so sheep can graze pastures, sometimes under the control of a shepherd or a sheepdog. Before starting the work of shearing the sheep, farmers or the owner of the farm have to make lot of arrangements, such as to make a fence for the sheep, then housing facility for the workers who are engaged with him, shearing shed where the process of shearing, taking out of the fleece from the sheep body have to be take place, along with other facilities such as the arrangement of water, feed, what to give to the sheep as their diet, then transport facility if required any material from the market or to send the finished good to the market, so make the arrangement of transport. And pest control. Pest control means that the workers, some of the workers are engaged who whose work is to remove the unwanted creatures which are just entered in the farm, such as the rats, ants, termites are there who harm to the sheep or to the farmhouse. So they just removed from their surrounding area. Then the for pasturing of the sheep to go for in the meadow for their to graze there, they sent it under the control of a shepherd. Either shepherd is there or a sheepdog. The major process of income for a farm come from the sale of lambs and shearing of sheep for their wool. Farmers can select from various breeds suitable for their region and market condition. As they are the income, source of income, they are earning, they are dependent for the sale of the lamb, the baby sheep, and also the shearing of the sheep to get the wool from it. For that, they have to select the suitable breed, means as sheep are also of many breeds. So what type of breed of sheep give the best wool, or what type of wool is required in the market, they keep the sheep that breed with them according to the market condition. Next is the sheep station. A sheep station is large property station and equivalent of a ranch in Australia or New Zealand, whose main activity is the raising of sheep for their wool and meat. In Australia, sheep stations are usually in the southeast and southwest of the country. In New Zealand and the Merinos are usually in a high country of South Islands. These properties may be thousands of square kilometers in size and run low stocking rates to be able to sustainably provide enough feed and water for the stock. Here, what it means that the sheep stations are there. They are as large as a ranch. What ranch is? It is a large farmhouse. Especially we will find such farmhouse or ranch in the US or in Australia, where the cows, horses, sheep, etc. are kept. In Australia, the sheep station and sheep husbandry began in 1788 at Sydney Cove. The main activity of the sheep, raising the sheep for wool and meat. These sheep stations are usually in the southeast and southwest of the country. In Australia, the owner of a sheep station can be called pastoralist. The owner of the sheep station who have their own station or own farmhouse are called as the pastoralist, grazier, or formerly a squatter. As in waltzing Malida, Australian national anthem. In the Australian and New Zealand contest, shearing involves an annual muster of sheep to be shorn, and the shearing shed and shears quarters are an important part of the station. A station usually also includes a homestead, adjacent shed, windmills, dams, silos, and in many cases a landing strip available for the use by the Royal Flying Doctor Service and other light aircraft. Some of these items have regional variants usually to deal with climate extremes. It means the shearing, that is the cutting of sheep's fleece, involves the inspection, annual muster of sheep to be shorn. The inspection of the sheep, that those have to be shorn, the sheeps that have to be shorn along with their shearing shed where they stay, and the shearer's quarter where they get the facility of the quarter or room or not. All are the part of the sheep station. It is also includes the farmhouse, nearby shed, which includes for the shearers, nearby sheds for the shearer and for the sheep. Then the windmills, dams, silos, and sometimes the landing aircraft. For the landing of the aircraft, sometimes it is required in the emergency for the workers or for the sheep. There is a requirement for them to take to the hospital. So landing of the aircraft is available in the sheep station, at the sheep station. What the sheep's homestead means, it is an isolated place, a farmhouse which is very far from the city. Silos, here the word silos is used. It is a tall tower on the farm which is used to store the grains for the use of the workers who are engaged in the shearing process. Next is the similarly where the climate and vegetation allow, especially north of the dog fence, cattle stations are similar but run beef cattle rather than sheep. Some properties are not exclusively sheep or cattle stations but may have a fixed mix of cattle, sheep, cropping, and even goats, which makes the owner less vulnerable to changes in wool or beef prices. Where the climate suits, climate and the vegetation suits, what happen that not only for the cattle in the cattle stations, not only for the they depend on the rearing of sheep, they also keep the beef cattle. They are not completely dependent on the sheep, they also rear the beef. Walter Peak is a notable old sheep station. It is one of the old sheep station, Walter Peak, that was founded in 1860 on the south shore of Lake Wakatipu, South Island, that is New Zealand. It is 13 kilometers across Wakatipu from Queenstown, 40 minutes steaming time from the historic TSS Onslow steamship. Steaming time steamship, here is it is referred to the steamers. Here up to we completed our today's class. In next class we will start from management of a steep station and other related activities, shepherds and Australia, and other topic we will complete. Till then, thank you and have a good day.